Moving on to another trailer that people might be interested in. So just as promised late last week, Sony and Marvel unveiled the second trailer for their upcoming love child Spider-Man Homecoming. After making a fantastic debut in last year's Captain America Civil War, Tom Holland's Spidey stars in his first Marvel Cinematic Universe standalone adventure that puts Peter Parker back in his daily life as a high school student after being thrilled by his experience with the Avengers. But after trying to prove himself more than a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, a new villain emerges who will threaten everything Peter holds important. Spider-Man Homecoming also stars Robert Downey Jr., Marissa Tomei, Michael Keaton, and swings into theaters on July 7th, 2017. Alright, Gio, so what did you think of this trailer?
No doubt the trailer was fun. You know, a lot of action. We got a lot of Tony Stark, Iron Man, more than I expected. But we also got more of the Vulture as well, Michael Keaton. And, you know, Marvel... It's well known right by now that their movies don't focus on the villains as much, but I'm hoping they take advantage of Michael Keaton's talents.
It looks like this is going to be a different situation. I think so.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, and they have my confidence. Okay, so obviously this trailer, at least for me, but I think you feel the same way. It kind of revealed a little bit
way too much.
Yep.
Yeah, because. Here's my concern, though. How much is Robert Downey Jr. going to be in the movie? And we've seen a lot of him. And I get it. You're going to use him for the market.
Yeah, you're going to market him.
Have we seen every scene he's in? Like, that's my question.
Right. And, like, we know what The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did as far as their marketing.
And
they pretty much showed us the entire movie.
The movie's close, but it's still ways away.
Right. So, if I had to guess... Peter Parker is mentored by Tony Stark. Tony Stark gives him the suit. He uses the suit, Peter Parker, but then he screws up. He takes the suit away, Tony. Peter Parker goes out, has to prove himself again, uses his homemade costume, and I think he takes down the Vulture and then regains the suit again.
I mean, we know the movie, though. That's the thing. All right, look. Put aside the fact that they showed a lot. Mm-hmm. The trailer's awesome, but I, in my opinion, I think the trailer's awesome. Like, is him losing the suit and him being in that homemade suit through a majority of the movie awesome? Yes, I love that because I love that homemade suit. It looks, it's the best homemade suit we've seen in a Spider-Man movie, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I don't want to know that now. Like, keep it as limited as possible. Like. I look at marketing like Star Wars marketing. It's limited. They're very careful with what they reveal in their trailers and what they do. And I was actually really surprised with the Power Rangers marketing with the regular trailers, not the TV spots. They didn't show much or reveal much. So I'm like, I think movies should do that. Like, you know, of course you're gonna have the big shots, the big action shots to get people to go to the theater, but don't reveal too much information in your trailers. That's my biggest problem with that. Everything they showed was awesome, but they showed too much. Is my
what I'm about to say is a little unpopular, but here it goes. This is alright. So Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007, 10 years ago. So since then we've had 3 different Spider-Mans. I think Marvel and Sony are really, really trying to sell this movie. Like, no. We're not going to reboot the franchise after 2 or 3 films. This is it. This is our guy for 20 years. And I think they really need to sell audiences on that because, honestly, some of them are a little fatigued, you know? Some of them are like, wait a minute, what happened to Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, you know? Like, and now it's like, you know, once again, they need to sell audiences on the idea of a new Spider-Man. Yes, he did great in Civil War. He did. But was it enough? I don't know. For comic book fans, it's obvious, yes. But I have to admit, there's a little bit of fatigue around this Spider-Man. And I think they're jumping the gun a little bit by announcing a Venom and a Black Cat, a Silver Sable, all these movies. I love the idea, but hold on. Okay, let's see how this Spider-Man Homecoming does, okay? Like, a lot of people don't realize that Marvel didn't make those, Amazing Spider-Man or Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Like, that's totally different. Maybe I'm not giving the audiences enough credit, but I mean, it's something to think about, you know?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think this movie is going to kill it. I think this is a prediction. I think when it's all said and done, I'm not saying this movie is going to be better, or any Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland is going to be better than Spider-Man 2.
It has the potential.
Exactly, but I'm saying I think Tom Holland's performance as Peter Parker, the character of Peter Parker, I think is going to be the best Spider-Man we've ever seen. And times are fast. Time moves fast these days. Like, people move on from one thing to the next very quickly with social media and all that stuff like that. So I think it's easier for people to let that Spider-Man go. And when people think of Spider-Man, the first thing they think of, oh, he was awesome in Civil War. So I think that, you know, audiences, yes, they're like, oh my goodness. Some people, I hear them like, oh my goodness, another Spider-Man movie. But I feel like since Civil War, that kind of has gone away. And I think that people are ready for a true, like, interpretation of a young Peter Parker who actually looks like he's in high school. And I think this is going to start that. But I just wish they didn't show too much in this trailer.
Yeah. But who knows? We might be in for some surprises.
Yeah, it's interesting. I bring up the IMDb page, and I was wondering about Donald Glover, because they show him standing with Michael Keaton. When Michael Keaton's using a weapon in the forest or something like that, Donald Glover's standing next to him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm like, who's he playing? It's blank on IMDb. A lot of the characters are filled in, like Zendaya. Her character's name is Michelle. Who we don't know who that is. Remember Angourie Rice from The Nice Guys? She's playing a character named Betty Brant, who's actually a character from the comics, and who was like an associate of Peter Parker's at the Daily Bugle. So that's interesting. But Donald Glover's we don't know who's playing the team. I think Donald Glover might be the Tinkerer, and we know that Tinkerer is the one who takes the Chitauri armor and builds the Vulture costume out of that. So that's very interesting to me.
We'll see, man.
But I mean,
exciting.
Overall, I did like this trailer. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Spider-Man freak, so you know, I love this trailer.
Yeah.